and thanks for joining us. This is On Deck with DeRo and Arch. I am Eric DeRosset. I am joined by Darren Archer, and I think this is season two, episode three of a little sports show we have here. So thanks for joining us. Darren, good to see you.
Thank you. Good to be here and looking forward to another conversation involving Missouri colleges and universities and a little bit added.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We're going to start with, we'll start in state with some football. Let's start with Mizzou. Uh, we've highlighted them over the past couple of weeks, but I think it's worth updating again. They actually are coming off a win this past week. They are currently 5-0, and they will enter into a bye week this week. So no game this weekend for the Mizzou Tigers. And then the following week, they host Alabama in what, by all accounts, should be a really, really good one. Alabama seemingly played their best football of the year last week, and maybe their best football in the new coaching era, honestly, at Alabama. So a big win over Georgia. Thoughts on Alabama, Mizzou in a couple of weeks?
Well, my first thought is it's a good time for a bye heading for Mizzou heading into the Alabama game. This gives them time to get nicks and bruises kind of healed up and get their legs back underneath them. And it also gives them some extra time to start preparing for Alabama. And I also think home court advantage, home field advantage, obviously,
Right.
for Mizzou being able to host Alabama. Alabama did look very good against Georgia, and to go into Georgia and pick up a win is pretty big. I want to say that was Georgia's first home loss in 33 or 35 games. That's pretty amazing when you're playing in the SEC. So should be a good battle. Looking forward to it, and hopefully Mizzou comes in well rested and well prepared, and they certainly have that time ahead of them.
For sure. I believe Georgia was actually favored by about three or so in that game, and so Alabama to go into Georgia, like you said, and play in it's a really tough place to play. It doesn't matter who you are. So that was a great win for Alabama. And if we're just being honest, it might have kept the Alabama fans at bay for just a little bit down there on the coaching staff, because my guess is it may have been a little rough down there lately. So
I would say you're absolutely right. The dogs were barking down in Alabama, and I'd say they've settled down a little bit.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Staying along with SEC football, just some records to throw out at you. Ole Miss, Mizzou, and Vanderbilt all set at 5-0 overall. That's not their conference record; that's their overall. And Oklahoma and Texas A&M are at 4-0. So again, SEC is strong and thriving as always. Man, some of those head-to-head matchups down the road going to be really, really good. And I'll let you come in, but I'm going to just give you an example. Vanderbilt, who's 5-0, who we've referenced on here last year as a program that seems really competitive, and we sort of, whether it's fair or not, we sort of look at Vanderbilt as, the team in the SEC where you can kind of count on getting a win or a get right game. And you and I have discussed that's the public's perception of them. You and I have discussed how competitive they really are, and how, they really seem to bring a good product to the field. They've got a 4-game stretch in the SEC where they play Alabama, LSU, Mizzou, and Texas. Now, I'm going to throw that back to you and let you make the broader point that you were going to make just about those individual matchups that teams have to play.
Well, they're all going to matter. Every time you step on the field in the SEC is for a potential FBS spot in the playoffs at the end of the year. So every single weekend is going to be very important. There aren't going to be any off days or off nights, so to speak. And Each game is going to have its own personal reflection on who from the SEC is going to be able to make it into one of those 12 FBS spots.
Absolutely. You mentioned Mizzou having the bye week and Alabama having to play this week. Alabama will actually play Kentucky this week, I believe. So, I mean, obviously they don't want a letdown situation from a big win last week, but at the same time, I think they really want to stay healthy and stay sharp. So it's a balance. I mean, obviously they got to win the game first. I mean, that's their first priority, but I'm sure they want to win it and stay healthy at the same time.
Absolutely, and Kentucky's no pushover. Ole Miss, who's had tremendous success, just beat LSU this past weekend. They had Ole Miss on the ropes at their place 3 or 4 weeks ago. So there just aren't any off nights in the SEC.
Yeah, and you referenced Ole Miss there. I'm gonna loop back to them later on. We're going to discuss them a little bit as well. In state, other programs we wanted to look at is Missouri State University. They lost to Western Kentucky in their Conference USA debut this past weekend. Next up for them is a game with Middle Tennessee State. That is a Conference USA game. And that's actually on a Wednesday night, so it's not this weekend, but it's the Wednesday after. And I think you were telling me off air that they have Conference USA maybe has television contract with ESPN or something along those lines.
Yeah, they have contracts with ESPN and CBS, and in those contracts, there will be several Wednesday night games.
Gotcha. Middle Tennessee State, who will be that opponent on 10-8, they are 1-4 overall, and they have one conference game that they played, and they lost to Kennesaw State out of Georgia. So that's kind of what's up next for Missouri State Bears. Switching to Division II, in the MIAA, our in-state schools. Northwest Missouri State continues to play well. Apparently, they are 4-1 overall and 3-0 in the conference. Central Missouri State is 2-0 in the conference. Missouri Southern is 2-2 overall, 0-2 in the conference, and Missouri Western 1-3 and 0-2 in the conference. Perhaps a date to circle on the Division II calendar would be a matchup coming on 10-11 between Northwest and Central Missouri State. Not exactly sure of the location, but I believe that's in Warrensburg. Go around. So that promises to be a really good game. And I haven't kept up a ton with Pittsburgh State, but you got to believe that they would be in that hunt too, in that conversation towards the end of the year as well.
Absolutely. And year in and year out, Central Missouri or University of Central Missouri, they've changed their name on us. And all of those schools that you mentioned are always in the national rankings and in the title hunt for a very tough MIAA. I would almost call it the SEC of Division II, just because there aren't very many days or nights off. And that conference always is very, very competitive from top to bottom.
Absolutely. Great Lakes Valley Conference, also Division II. Missouri S&T is 3-2 overall, 1-1 in conference. SBU is 2-2, 1-1 in conference. Truman State is 2-3 overall. Lincoln is 2-2 overall, and William Jewell is also 2-2 overall. I think it's worth mentioning for sure that, and I don't have all the details on this, but Missouri S&T quarterback, his name is Jake Farrell, was the national Division II Offensive Player of the Week, and I think threw for 400 plus yards and 3 touchdowns and a really close game with SBU this past week.
Oh, that's great. Anytime you can be named even a conference player of the week, you know you've done something well. But to be named national player of the week, that is quite an accomplishment.
And again, if I get these details wrong, forgive me. But it seems like he led a sort of a game-winning drive that led them to a field goal that beat SBU and converted their offense converted on a huge 4th and 4 to get them in field goal position that eventually won the game for S&T over SBU. So that's kind of where we stand with some in-state football. Darren, I think I will take us to break here. When we come back, it'll be the 3rd week overall, but the 2nd week that we've given this feature a name. The segment is Hold'em or Fold'em. In that segment, I will give Darren 3 teams. Can be collegiate or professional teams on the national scale, and fill him in with a few details, and then I'm going to make Darren tell me whether he would hold them or fold them. So, Darren, I look forward to throwing these 3 situations at you.
Sounds good. It'll be fun. Look forward to it.
Join us for that right after this break, and we appreciate our sponsors and all that they do for us. So take time to view these ads, and we'll be back right after this.
Any given Saturday. And a little work. And a little play.
Hey, little help?
And a truck that says no to nothing.
Hi, Dad. Can I get them a ride?
Yeah.
The Silverado Trail Boss and Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Seems Bill's up the creek without a paddle.
That's not funny.
And while he really wants a new boat, at Central Bank, we're helping Bill plan for what's most important. Like retiring early and fishing whenever he wants. Hey, Bill, try it again.
Fine.
Hope a new boat's part of this plan.
Dream bigger, Bill. We're thinking about a cabin, too.
Now that's a plan.
And welcome back to segment 2 here on our show today. This is On Deck with DeRo and Arch. We are at the point in the show where a little segment we call Hold 'em or Fold 'em. I'm going to give Darren 3 different scenarios or teams and their scenarios, and Darren's going to have to tell me whether he would hold them or fold them. So without further ado, here we go. First one. As we speak, and we're recording this show on Wednesday, the Cubs just won today. So that series is 1-1. Game 3 of that series will be tomorrow. I think it speaks for itself. It'll be the 165th game for both teams. Winner gets to go on, and the loser goes to Cancun. So, Darren, where are you at on the Cubs Padres? And hey, we need to make the viewers well aware that Darren is a tried and true Cubs fan.
I am, and I'm going to say hold them.
Hold them.
I am. I
Love
kind of like the fact that it's being played in Chicago. Jameson Tyone, who will be on the bump tomorrow in Game 3 of that series, has come back from injury and really been lights out since he came back off the IR. So, Yu Darvish will be pitching for San Diego, and San Diego up and down the line has a really good lineup offensively. We got to hope that the Cubs can get can generate some scores early off of Yu Darvish and get to that bullpen early, because the San Diego's used that bullpen quite a bit. Used it a lot today in their game against Chicago, and hopefully get to that bullpen and get some runs across the plate. What about you? What are you thinking?
Well, and my question was going to be, and you sort of answered it, if it's a tie game, end of 6, heading into the 7th, you think that the Cubs sort of have the advantage, like in the here and now, in terms of bullpen.
I think so. And the reason I say that, and it all depends on who's going to fall where in that lineup is according to what Craig Counsell's going to do, or who he's going to put on the mound. We saw that in Game 1 against San Diego when he brought in the closer for the Cubs in the 6th inning. Because it was at the heart of the lineup, and he kind of worked backwards from there.
Yes.
Which was a very good move on his part. So through the 3 innings that the bullpen pitched, the first game of the series, they did not allow a runner on base. So, quick turnaround. San Diego has seen the bullpen. There's always that point of things, but I kind of like where the Cubs are situated going into this 3rd and final game.
Yep. So officially, you asked me what I thought. I'm flying the W flag tomorrow. I think the Cubs get them. So we will find out soon enough, right?
You bet.
And by the time this show is fully aired for our viewers, we will have that answer for sure.
I'm either going to be smiling or crying.
Yep. And hey, Cubs fans have cried a lot. So
yes.
And as a Reds fan, I was crying last night. So we'll talk about that here in a little bit. Second scenario for you. I'm going to switch to NFL. Detroit Lions, 3-1. Lost week 1 to the Packers, I believe. Have won 3 in a row since. Their division is the Packers, which they've already played, the Vikings, and the Bears. The Bears, they stomped a mud hole in them, beat them bad. However, the Packers are 2-1, the Vikings are 2-2, and the Bears are 2-2. So overall, those teams are faring well in a very short sample size. Lions next 3 at Cincinnati, at Kansas City, and then home with the Buccaneers on Monday Night Football. So where are we at with the Lions? Hold them or fold them, Darren?
If you would have asked me after week 1, I would have said fold them. Yeah. But I think they've kind of got their sea legs underneath them, and they're playing some pretty good football right now. I'm going to go with hold them. I know that 2 out of their next 3 are going to be, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I think they play Kansas City on Thursday Night Football. And then the Tampa Bay game, I believe, will be Monday Night Football. So they're going to be high leverage games, highly viewed games, and kind of the game of the moment in the NFL. So I'm going to go with hold them.
Oh, okay. I think I agree with you. I don't think you have to have a great record in that division to win that division. And I feel like the Lions will sort of have their way with the division foes. So if they slip up to Kansas City or the Buccaneers or somebody like that, I still think they have enough wins within their division to kind of hang tough. And then playoff time. I think they got a real shot in the playoffs. So
absolutely.
It'll be interesting to watch the Lions. Hey, back to back with Kansas City and the Buccaneers. That's tough sledding right there.
It certainly is. And, a couple of weeks ago, I would have bet my house on Green Bay. They looked, that first week, they looked unstoppable. But to go in Dallas and play a tie ball game, you sort of see a kink in the armor maybe, on both sides of the football. So Detroit's been there, done that. They were in the divisional championship game last year, and probably have a little sour taste in their mouth losing to the Eagles the way that they did at home. So sure. I think they're playing with a little fire in their belly.
Yeah. We're going to go to scenario number 3. And this one, we probably don't have as much information as we should. So I'm probably putting you on the spot a little bit here. Ole Miss, they are 5-0. They coming off a huge win against LSU this weekend. Obviously, they're an SEC team. Hey, by most polls right now, they are in the top 5. A couple of the polls, they are 4th actually. So on their side of the SEC, they're going to play Georgia, Oklahoma, and South Carolina. Lane Kiffin is there. Obviously, he's got a track record. No matter what side of the fence people are on with him, dude can coach. His dad could coach. He's offensive coordinator at Alabama. He's been at USC. Like he's legit. So I think the coaching is there. Overall, what are you thinking on Ole Miss? Are we going to hold or fold there?
I'm going to hold them right now. Obviously, they have a pretty, like you mentioned, tough sledding ahead of them. But
Right.
at the same time, I've been able to watch them play twice so far this year, and I really like what I see.
Yeah.
They're just steady, and they don't make a whole lot of mistakes, and their offense can put up some big numbers, and their defense is pretty stout.
Yeah.
So it doesn't surprise me that they're a top, 4, 5, 6 type team right now. And like you said, I think Lane Kiffin that program was pretty well dormant, when he took over, and all of a sudden, they've been making some noise the last couple of years. So
Yeah.
I'm in on Ole Miss. I'm going to hold them.
Yeah, and I'm going to hold them too. I just think, obviously, every coach at the Division I level in the SEC, they're bona fide, legit coaches. I mean, there's no doubt about it. I do like Lane Kiffin. I think he has a unique sort of approach to the NIL situation. I think he might be a little ahead in terms of in the way he views that as part of building a program. So obviously, game to game is what matters right now in the here and now. But I kind of like them. I think they got a shot. I think Georgia and Oklahoma obviously are formidable, but I think they're human. I think they can be beaten. So I'm going to hold as well. I think it'll be fun to watch them and just the whole SEC and how it plays out. So, Darren, thanks for your input there, and time will tell whether we're right or wrong. So, and so far we've been right a couple of times, and we've been wrong a couple of times. So that's kind of how that goes. Hey, I'm going to take us to break here real quick, and when we come back, I've got a few more noteworthy things, and then we'll get into some area rankings in cross country and soccer and some sports like that. So I'll take us to break right now, and please join us when we come back.
Leaders know there's no guide to greatness. When everyone else says something can't be done, they know it only hasn't been done yet. True leaders weather the fiercest storms and look deep within themselves to rise above and help others find their way forward. At Great Southern Bank, we're proud to partner with visionaries that help raise the tide for all of us. And when you're ready to bring your vision to life, we'll be right behind you with award-winning support.
There's a reason Chevy is called the heartbeat of America. The heartbeat's strong, steady, unwavering. Like the people who keep this country moving, doing what they do best. Helping neighbors, pitching in, getting it done. For them, only America's most dependable truck will do. And every Chevy truck, like every Chevy driver, dependability comes standard.
And welcome back. You are watching DeRo, or On Deck with DeRo and Arch. Eric DeRossa along with Darren Archer. We're going to hit a few just tidbit statistics or novelty items, and then I'll throw it towards Darren, and he's going to fill us in on some area college rankings and some really good things that are going on with some of our Missouri colleges. First one is, and hey, I didn't check this out, so I'm not sure how credible it is, but I did read this. Michael Jordan, the quote that I read, I think it was from Stacey King, who played with the Bulls during that era, was talking about Michael's dedication to playing in exhibition games. And the stat before the quote was that Jordan played in 94 of 98 possible exhibition games. when he was in the NBA. Um, and King referenced that it was that Jordan stated publicly that he now felt like he had an obligation to his fans, that, if that was the only time they would ever get to see him or the Bulls play, that he felt like he should play. And King actually referenced going to places like Lincoln, Nebraska, or other places that didn't have NBA franchises close. And Jordan always made it a point to play in those exhibition games. So I found that, if true, just from a superstar, and maybe the greatest superstar we've ever known, certainly in our lifetime. I mean, what a cool thing for him to feel that sort of allegiance to his fans.
Absolutely. And for any of you younger Gen Xers out there that think LeBron James is the GOAT, you just didn't live in the best era of NBA basketball. I
Yeah.
hate to rain on your parade, but Jordan is a GOAT, hands down.
Yeah.
And that's probably up for another discussion. But could you imagine that happening today? I mean, people are sitting during the regular season,
Yeah.
let alone exhibition games. So yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Just
Yeah.
a different era, different approach, different mindset to the NBA game.
Yeah. And if true, like, to me, that sort of epitomizes who Jordan was. I mean, and you and I, we're biased, like, absolutely the greatest era of professional basketball, like, without a doubt. Pistons and all those teams along the way, man, just a good time for basketball. But Jordan sort of embodied that rugged warrior sort of mentality. And that, if true, that 94 out of 98 exhibition games certainly backs that up. So cool stat. Again, credible or not, I'm not sure. So just go with us on it. Take it for what it's worth. The next thing I'm going to mention is Otani, that plays for the Dodgers. My goodness. Played the Reds last night. He hit a ball that is still going right now. 24 hours later, it's still traveling. On the whole baseball landscape, like, obviously he's got to be considered the best player in the league right now. I mean, in my opinion, where does he fit, like, on a broader scale in baseball history?
He's a generational talent, in my opinion. I mean, in this game that we have now with Major League Baseball, he's that guy. He is the man. To be able to do what he does on the mound and couple that with at the plate, we haven't really seen anything like that. And that's why I say he's definitely a generational talent. When he can be in contention, when he's healthy, for a Cy Young Award and a batting title, an MVP for as many years as he's had it, he's a generational talent.
Yeah. Just amazing. And I'm a self-professed Reds fan. I've said that on here publicly. And so I'm sitting here, we're in the middle of a 3-game set with the Dodgers with a chance to move on. He homers twice in game 1, and he's going to come back and pitch in game 3 if that game's needed. I mean, that is just mind blowing. That the same guy that won it with the bat in game 1 could very likely beat the Reds in game 3 from the mound. So just a different athlete. I'm just really impressed with him. He is the pulse of the Dodgers. So whether, by all accounts, he's the guy, kind of like you said. So I did want to mention him. He's amazing. The last little tidbit I want to mention, and hey, I'm going to let you jump in on this one early. I read a little something, Sports Illustrated article that mentioned that Deion Sanders as a possibility for the Arkansas head football job. First of all, have you heard anything about that? And two, kind of give me your thoughts.
I have not, to be completely honest. I kind of figured with Bobby Petrino stepping back in as the interim coach, that it might be basically his to lose, so to
Yeah.
speak. But with Deion Sanders' name being thrown around, that kind of changes things. Um, is it possible? Absolutely. As far as the probability of it, I'm sure that Colorado is going to throw even more money at him to
Yeah.
stay. And you talk about a dormant program that has was written off 3 years ago. He's brought that program back to um, at times must see TV,
Yeah.
especially when in his first and second year. So possible, yes. Probable, I'm on the fence on that. I don't know if
Yeah.
it'll happen or not.
Yeah. And hey, I'm not a football coach or a football expert by any means. I think there's no doubt that Dion can recruit. I think there's no doubt that he is a revenue generator for any university. I think probably the public perception or the insiders, quote unquote, uh, maybe they're not sure of his ability to win with big programs. Again, I'm not in a place to judge that. Let me throw this your way. Like if he can recruit and if he can generate revenue, which I think he can do both, do they sort of take him on, so to speak, and then maybe this is bad wording, but sort of prop him up with some really good assistants beside him and try to go that route?
Absolutely. Just the money he would generate alone
Yeah.
to that university. Absolutely. And you
Yeah.
know as well as I do, it's all about that bottom line of dollars and cents. And I mean, that would be a splash hire. And it's funny you mentioned that because, hey, Arkansas as recently as or very recently made a splash hire with
Yeah.
John Calipari.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of money down there, Walmart money, prime trucking money. There's just it's a very affluent area, and I would say that money is not an object when it comes to getting good coaches, and he would definitely bring that money back into Arkansas.
Yeah. and and we don't have to take this very far, but just the dynamic of Deion Sanders and John Calipari working for the same university out of the same administrative athletic building. I just don't know if we could write it any better than that.
I would love to be a fly on the wall. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm just going to leave that one alone. But hey, and you referenced it like, hey, Arkansas, they're splash hire with Calipari. I mean, that legit hire. He paid dividends for them. They got hot at the right time last year and made a little run. And so you're right. The word you use is possible. Yeah, it is possible. So it'll be fun to watch that for sure. I'm going to throw this back to Darren here a little bit. We have some really good things going on in state with some of our smaller colleges and university in terms of volleyball and cross country and soccer and some of those things. And so we are well represented on the national scene in that regard. So we try to do this every week where we kind of just features where some teams are ranked and kind of who is kind of on right now. So Darren, I'm going to sort of throw that your way and let you take that ball and run with it.
Sounds good. This week's national rankings, as far as college football is concerned, we've mentioned Mizzou. They're number 19 in the AP poll, and they're number 18 in the coaches poll. That's once they've moved up one spot in each poll this past week. Division II, Northwest Missouri State has moved up two spots to number 24. In NCAA Division III, Washington University out of St. Louis is receiving votes. And at the NAIA level, Evangel is receiving votes. In college volleyball, the NCAA Division I level, Missouri comes in at number 21 this week, and that's after a tough week on the road in Texas. They lost to Texas A&M and Texas this past week, but still, who were both nationally ranked, still remain at number 21. And NCAA Division II, Missouri Western and University of Central Missouri are both receiving votes. NCAA Division III, college women's volleyball. Washington University comes in at number 10 in the latest poll. At the NAIA level, Missouri Baptist out of St. Louis, Missouri is number 17 in the nation. And at the JUCO level, Mineral Area comes in at number 14, and that's moving up one spot from last week's poll. In men's college soccer, in Division I, St. Louis University is at 16. In NCAA Division II, Lincoln University is at number 12. In Division III, Washington University is up one spot to number 11 this week. And at the NAIA level, Missouri Valley and Central Methodist are both receiving votes. Women's college soccer around the state of Missouri. At the Division II level, Missouri Central comes in at number 10 in the nation. Maryville out of St. Louis comes in at number 16. And Missouri Western out of St. Joseph, Missouri is receiving votes. NCAA Division III women's college soccer national rankings, Washington University, who was last year's national champion, comes in at number 5. At the NAIA level, Missouri Valley is number 6. Central Methodist is number 18. And Columbia is receiving votes. And at the junior college level in women's college soccer, St. Charles Community College in St. Charles, Missouri, currently sits number 5 in the nation. Men's cross country in NCAA Division I, Mizzou comes in as a new member of the top 25 at number 20. NCAA Division II, Northwest Missouri State moves up 2 spots in this week's ranking to number 9, and Missouri Southern is receiving votes. At the Division III level in men's cross country, Washington University moves up 4 spots to number 22. In NAIA men's cross country, Evangel is receiving votes. And at the junior college level in men's cross country, Crowder Community College is number 5. State Fair is receiving votes, and Mineral Area is number 7. Women's cross country, Division I, also coming in as a new member of the top 25, the Mizzou women come in at number 24. NCAA Division II, Missouri Southern is number 19. In Division III, Washington University is number 8. And at the junior college level, in NJCAA Division I, Crowder women are number 4 in the nation. The Division II level, State Fair is number 18. And at the Division III level in junior college women's cross country, Mineral Area comes in at number 4, and Jefferson College comes in at number 5. The state of Missouri, needless to say, is very well representative across all divisions, universities, and colleges in their athletics.
And I've said this before, and I'll say it again. We've had a chance to feature just a few of those programs along the way last year, and that's one of the things that we really enjoy about this show is the chance to tell those stories. So please reach out to us if there's something noteworthy out there that is worth us diving into a little deeper and sending that out. We would love to do that. It's interesting. You sort of mentioned you hear a lot of the same names, there's just those tradition rich programs. Wash U comes to mind on that soccer side, and Missouri Valley on their soccer side. And so just on the list goes, Missouri Baptist and Columbia College in the volleyball area, NAIA. So it's really a cool thing for our state. And we would love to tell those stories. If there's something you need, please drop us a line. And I'm going to let Darren fill you in on our contact information here before we go. But please reach out, or any feedback that you have for us. We would love to hear from you. Darren, I'll throw it your way to tell the viewers how they can get a hold of us.
Yeah, if you want to follow us on X, follow Eric DeRosset at DeRo, capital D, capital R, underscore on deck, and the Missouri Sports Network at Missouri underscore sports. You can also follow us on Facebook at Missouri Sports Network and our YouTube channel, also Missouri Sports Network. We'd appreciate it if you'd give us a follow, give us a like, and share it with some of your friends so that they can see what's going on around the state in college athletics.
Absolutely. Well, Darren, it's been a great show. I've enjoyed visiting with you, and we kind of talked all things sports, and we threw out our own opinions on some things, which might be right and they may be wrong. We've been on both sides of that, but certainly it's good to highlight a few things and get a chance to catch up with you.
DeRo, if we were playing baseball and we were some right, some wrong, we'd be in the Hall of Fame, brother.
That's exactly right. So, and that would be my only shot at the Hall of Fame, I'm kind of afraid. So anyway, well, I'm going to say this: go Cubbies and go Reds. And by the time you, the viewer, see this, Darren and I's fate as baseball fans will be determined. We will know by the time this show comes out which side of the ledger the Reds and the Cubs fell on. So anyway, thanks for joining us. Please contact us if you have anything, and we'd love to hear from you. Until next week, we bid you farewell, and we will see you again later.
This has been a presentation of the Missouri Sports Network. Thank you for tuning in.